Do you understand who Jesus is? Jesus is betrayed, arrested, beaten, mocked, and now he's facing the authorities. And in Luke chapter 23, even those there with him seemed to be confused about who he was. Those opposing him accused him falsely of subverting the Roman government. We knew he taught completely the opposite. But they also claimed that he claimed to be the Messiah. That's true. But for them, they saw that as blasphemy and worthy of death. Even the Roman officials, Pontius Pilate, saw him as a victim of some sort of Jewish theological debate. And the one in charge of Galilee, Herod Antipas, he saw him as a miracle worker who could entertain him. Ultimately, the soldiers, when given the orders to crucify him, some mocked him, some derided him and humiliated him and beat him. But one soldier, after the crucifixion, said, "Behold, this must have been a righteous man." One of the criminals mocked Jesus, saying, "If you are the Messiah, save yourself and us." The other criminal rebuked him and said, "Don't you understand? This man is sinless." And he turns to Jesus and says, "Jesus, remember me when you come into your kingdom." Some in the crowd were so upset and irate that they beat their chest and left in disgust. Others in the crowd stayed from a safe distance and mourned the loss of the one they followed. Ultimately, to all that were there, Jesus prayed, "Father, forgive them, for they don't know what they're doing." When you read through the accounts of the Gospels, you discover Jesus knew himself to be the Messiah, that he must suffer and die for the sins of humanity, all who came before him, all during that day and age, and all who come after him. And for us to understand who he is might start simply with this: "Father, forgive me because I don't know what I'm doing." To begin a relationship with God is as simple as acknowledging that we need what Jesus did on the cross to count for us. Something as simple as, "God, forgive me. I need you to be my leader, my Savior. Would you help me follow you?" See, understanding who Jesus is, when we humble ourselves, it actually brings us into his presence. And this is what happened with Jesus. He was humiliated, beaten, crucified, killed, and that was his path towards being enthroned at the right hand of God the Father.